Good morning, guys. How are you? I literally have 15 minutes to film a YouTube video for this week. I was actually gonna miss this week's video. I tend to do very often. I've been pretty consistent over the past 13 years. Oh my God, do you remember back in the day when I used to put 3 videos up a week? Can you imagine? No, I'm pretty consistent, I would say. So every now and again, oh, coffee pod is stuck. Hate when that happens. Yeah, sometimes I have to miss a video when life is just a little bit too chaotic and there's a lot going on, since the kids have started school and we have school holidays. Every now and again, I just allow myself to miss a video. But then I thought, do you know what? Something is better than nothing. Even if this ends up being a really short vlog, my vlogs normally have 3 days in them and so many different things going on, a million different videos in one. It's fine if sometimes it's just a little catch-up chat, and I did want to come on here and catch up with you guys and kind of let you know what's coming and how I've been. So yeah, it's going to be a different style vlog, smaller, condensed, chill, but I think it's better than nothing. Just making myself a little morning coffee. I had the most amazing Mother's Day. I spent the morning with my kids and then the rest of the day without my kids. And I know everyone has very different views about that. Someone said to me, they were like, there's only so many years where your kids want to spend the day with you. And I was like, mum guilt, oh my God. But no, I stick to, I managed to do a bit of both. I love spending time with my kids and we had a beautiful morning. They made me breakfast, it was so cute. But also if you ask me what do you really, really want right now? It's just a bit of chill time, a bit of zen time. And I think as mums, we are allowed to want that sometimes. So my request was to spend the day with my sisters and my mum, which is not something we get to do very often. Quality time together is so nice. And Mother's Day, I know I'm a mother, but I also have a mum and I'll probably be a mother for longer than I will have my mum. So it was so nice to spend the day with my sisters and my mum. We went to Soho Farmhouse just for the day. We had some treatments, we had sushi lunch, we walked around, the weather was beautiful and it was just so nice. I loved it. That's what I did on Mother's Day and just been loving this lovely, gorgeous, sunny weather. So nice. It makes just the school pickup and everything so much better. I've been getting the kids ice cream on the way back from school, and we come back and we just go straight in the garden, and we've been having picnic dinners, and it's just so mad the difference between winter and summer in terms of routines with kids. It's crazy. The main reason I haven't got time to do a proper video this week is because I'm gearing up for filming Foggy Mornings tomorrow. Yes, another episode is coming. I'm so excited. I know there's a big delay between episodes, but I've explained before, we'll get there, and I'm so excited for my next guest. Totally different to my last guest, so different to Lydia, and I love that. And it's funny because she messaged me, my next guest, and she was like, I don't have a huge kitchen, I can't hand pick lemons from my garden. I was like, that is not what Foggy Mornings is about. Do not compare yourself. No one has a kitchen and a house like Lydia. Foggy Mornings is not about what the home looks like, it's about what the home feels like and what it means to you, what it means to the guest, and the things that fill your cup and the things that make you happy. The house is just a shell. It's honestly irrelevant to me whether someone's just done a mega kitchen extension or someone's got a small galley kitchen. It's irrelevant. I want guests whose homes have character and love, and they're passionate about how their home, what it means to them and how it feels. So I'm really excited. This guest, her home is full of character and charm and love, and she is a huge personality. Haven't seen her for years, years and years and years, but I watch all of her content. It is another content creator. Foggy Mornings, by the way, one sec. It's not always going to be content creators. It's very much content creators right now because, like I said, it's a new project for me and I feel really comfortable doing this with people I know, people who feel comfortable on camera. It makes the process easier. But I think the next one after this is going to be a brand founder. They are probably going to be well-known people and people who are used to being on camera. But I'm hoping to do a kind of spin-off format called Foggy Mornings with Friends, which is a slightly different format that I can do with real life friends and family. So they'll be slightly different. You'll have the main format, which is a bit more glossy, more of a well-known person, and then a more chilled format with friends and family. That is the plan. So yeah, really excited for that. I just need to get ready today. I need to plan what I'm wearing. I've got all the things. I always like to take a hand painted mug with that I paint that reminds me of the guest. A snack, I take a snack with for us to try on camera, and I always take like a bottle of wine or something as like a thank you gift. So yeah, I think I've got all of those things sorted. Georgia's coming, she's not staying tonight, she's coming tomorrow morning, then we're driving together. It's like a 2-hour drive, and I've printed off my little sheets that kind of remind me what to do and all the different deliverables I need to get. We always film like a little Instagram social clip as well, and I've got a really fun idea for that one this time. Last time we did like Christmas this or that with Lydia, but I've got a fun one, a little game for us to play this time. I'm really looking forward to it. I feel way less nervous and way more chilled this time around, just because I know that the format worked really well last time, and I know that our guest like hasn't got any time restrict, like she's not that strict with time, so I know that we have a bit more time to play with. Let's go sit down and have a chat. Sorry, this one is going to be just a little sit down chatty video. So yeah, you can look forward to Foggy Mornings coming soon. We're going to edit as quick as we can. I want it to go live before Easter, so this is going to be an insanely quick turnaround, but I've got a couple of edit days booked in with Georgia straight after we film, so we can hopefully get that live for you guys ASAP. It's a bit annoying though, because I think I'm going to be away, and I don't love when I usually don't post jobs while I'm away, or like important content that I need to keep an eye on, because I just want to be present, but that's just how it's going to be. Look how terrifying this is. We got it from the Natural History Museum. It's like a puppet of a dinosaur. It's great though. It's like the best £15 I've ever spent, because I feel like this will literally last for years. You know, sometimes kids want like crappy little toys, like that is actually something he's going to play with for years. Yeah, we are going to Italy in Easter. We're going to Rome, and then doing a bit of the Amalfi Coast. So I just need to like look at the weather and start was that a knock? Or was that like a put through the letterbox? That was a put through the letterbox. I need to plan what we're packing. I said to Rich last night, I was like, I know I'm usually in charge of like packing, but I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed right now with work and stuff. I've got so many last minute jobs going on. Haven't even got time to do a proper YouTube video. Like, please, can you help me a little bit with packing? So hopefully he will. I did manage yesterday to get some raincoats, like packable raincoats for all of us, because it's that time of year where it could just suddenly rain, but I think it's going to be warm-ish. Anyway, I'll talk more about that in another video, because I think I will hopefully get another vlog up before we go where I can like do some packing. I have watched a few really great things on TV recently. Adolescence, which was incredible. On the totally opposite scale, I watched Stacey Solomon's new like reality TV show last night, and I love it. I just love her. I think she's so real and such a great like influence, such a great role model, and she just reminds me so much of so many of my family and friends. Yeah, I really, really enjoyed that. Adolescence was great. If you haven't watched Adolescence, it's on Netflix. It's about a 12-year-old boy who allegedly murders someone. Actually, if you haven't seen it, maybe just skip this bit, because it's going to be a massive spoiler. I did want to like briefly talk about it, because I just thought it was so interesting. I loved it for many different reasons. Sorry if you find this kind of thing boring, but I like every now and again just having like a bit more of like an in-depth chat with you guys about things that I feel passionate about. I thought it was brilliant because, one, the way it was filmed, I think we all know by now, each episode is filmed in one take, which is really unique, and it makes it feel almost like you're watching a play. And there's loads of behind the scenes footage on TikTok on how they did that, and I just find the technical side of things really fascinating. So that was brilliant. The subject matter is all about how phones and social media can affect in this case, young boys in particular, and encourage violent, misogynistic behavior towards girls. But I also think it's more than that. It's just what it has done is it's encouraged and opened up a lot of interesting conversations, not necessarily conversations to be had online, because I find like with any conversation online it's tricky because there isn't a back and forth. But I've really enjoyed talking to friends about this program, and to Rich, and to family, and it's got a lot of people talking, which I think can only be a good thing, especially if you're willing to listen to different opinions and things. I find the whole conversation around social media and smartphones incredibly hard, but also incredibly important, and I can see it from so many different angles, multiple angles really. I am someone who posts content online, and I'm a parent, and I've got young kids, but I've also got teenage nibblings, I think they're called, nieces and nephews. So I can very much see it from lots of different angles. You know, I have friends who are not on social media at all and are terrified of it, almost because they don't really know enough about it. I know people whose kids have phones, and I know people whose kids don't. So yeah, I found that really interesting. I did feel like it was missing one episode. I don't know what you guys thought. I feel like it was missing one extra episode, which I think, and I'm sure there was a reason they didn't do this, but I think it could have gone into a bit more detail as to what content exactly these young boys are watching on social media. Because I think if someone were to watch that program who has no knowledge of social media and how algorithms work or anything like that, they briefly touched on, they said, you know, they mentioned Andrew Tate's name, they briefly touched on it, but only someone like me, or probably you guys who know who Andrew Tate is or understand what they were getting at, can imagine the sort of content. But I do think it would be good for some parents who are a bit naive, or maybe that's a harsh word, parents who aren't as aware of what the content is that these young teens are actually consuming. I think it would have been helpful to show somehow, some way, what that is. Just like one more episode, maybe from the young boys' perspective or something like that, because they had like a school episode, they had a police station episode, they had a parent episode. Yeah, I think that would have been good. I've been listening to so many conversations about it on, you know, the radio, listen to like LBC and Radio 4 and some others, and there's been so many different chats. I do feel though that there's been almost too much pressure on parents. Like there's a lot of chat about what the parents are doing and whether the parents are allowing kids to have smartphones or not. A lot of chat about whether schools allow smartphones or not. But I haven't heard enough conversations about the responsibility of the social media platforms. Like I never hear anyone talk about the responsibility of Instagram, of TikTok, because they have the power to control the algorithm. These platforms have the power to ban certain content creators. You know, with Instagram, for example, if you're not active on Instagram, the algorithm will automatically serve you content that it thinks you will want to watch based on the information that you've put in when you signed up, your sex, your age. So for example, Rich doesn't really use Instagram, so he's not actively engaging with content that he likes, which would be like men's fashion, maybe some coffee stuff, maybe some sports. If he was actively engaging with those things, you'd go onto his explore page and there would be running content, fashion content, coffee content, but he doesn't really use it. So he's not liking videos. And when I say engaging, that means like commenting, liking, or watching for more than a few seconds. He's not doing that. So when you go onto Richard's explore page, he's served naked women because the algorithm thinks that him as a male in his late 30s wants to see that. And as a young boy, as a 12, 13-year-old boy, even though they're not meant to be on it, the algorithm will automatically serve you. I think I heard the stat was like 50% of content will be kind of female nudity, misogynistic content. Like I don't even get served some of the content, so I don't even know what it all is. And then if they engage with that content, that goes up to 70%, which means if they get served a video of something awful and they watch it for more than like 3 seconds, because as a human, that you do that. When you see something that's a bit shocking, you tend to watch it for a little bit longer than you think before you think, oh, I'm going to scroll off. But by doing that, the algorithm thinks you're engaging with it and it will serve you more. Why is no one talking about the responsibility of these platforms and how they need to change that? They need to not serve the wrong content to the wrong people. They need to not serve bad content to anyone in general. There's not enough chat about that. I don't think enough people understand how like these platforms work and how the algorithm works. And I think it's really important to educate people on that and to talk to kids about, I talk to my niece a lot about if you see something that you feel uncomfortable with, not only should you not watch it, but then you can manipulate the algorithm and go and watch someone putting on some nice clothes or go and watch a makeup tutorial and watch it for like 10 seconds, and then the algorithm will start serving you more of that. You have to kind of learn how to manipulate the algorithm and know what content makes you feel good and what doesn't make you feel good. I also think the whole smartphone for teenagers chat is so hard. Like I am fully pro kids not growing up sooner than they need to. I know you may think because I create content online, I'm like really pro social media. I'm not. I'm trying to shield my kids as long as I can. I can totally see why people want to ban smartphones from all schools, or kids shouldn't be allowed them till they're 16. Like I am all for that. But when I've heard people having these conversations, they're simplifying it too much. They're simplifying it. They're saying schools shouldn't have smartphones. Kids can have a brick Nokia phone to get so the parents know if they've got to school back safely. I haven't heard anyone talking about the fact that kids are not going to want a brick phone. They're always going to want these smartphones. What about the technology companies? Like, no one's talking about Apple. Don't Apple have a responsibility? Couldn't they? I mean, this obviously isn't a solution, but it's an idea. Couldn't Apple make a kind of teenage version of the iPhone so it looks the same? You can take photos, it feels like a smartphone, you can play games on it, but you can't have social media on there. I don't know, is that an option? It seems so mad that it's like smartphone or brick phone. Like, I wouldn't want a brick phone, so why would a 13-year-old want a brick phone? There's also a whole conversation when it comes to, obviously as a parent, you want your kids to also make friends and have a good social life. And something I know from friends and family is it can be a real struggle in the school holidays. Summer is so long and kids don't communicate by phoning each other or texting anymore. I know that we all wish they did. I wish it was like how it was when we were younger, but let's not be naive. It's not. We can't wind back time. So what happens is these kids, the way they communicate, the way they arrange to meet up over the summer holidays is via Snapchat. That's how they message each other. So if your kid hasn't got Snapchat, I know a lot of parents that are really struggling with that because their kid is missing out on meeting up with friends. Their kid in year 7 and year 8 is struggling to have those social groups because it's hard to communicate with each other when everyone's messaging and arranging to see each other over Snapchat. I'm not saying one way's right and one way's wrong. It's just not a conversation I'm hearing people have. How do you keep your kid safe and protected from social media, smartphones, but also, which is very important, make sure that they are having the social life they want and are enjoying the social part of school. Oh my God, I could actually go on about this for hours. There are so many different elements to it and I don't know what the solution is. I know as a parent, there are certain things that I want to do that I think will help. When my kids are at the age where they're starting to look at content online, I definitely want to make sure that I'm, instead of rejecting it as you go do that elsewhere, I want to kind of show an interest and watch stuff with them so they know that they can always come to me if they see something they're not comfortable with. There's many things as a parent I know that I will want to try to do, but you can't control what they do when they're with their friends at their friend's house. And even now, Gray's only 6 and I'm having oh wow, she learned that from that person when she went on that play date, and it's so tricky. But I do think there is a lot more that could be done from the platforms and the technology companies. More responsibility should be put on them, not just on schools and parents. Oh, and one last thing. We talk a lot about teenagers, tweens, scrolling on their phone and telling them to stop being on their phone all the time. Put your phone away, don't be on your phone at dinner, do this, don't be on your phone. But I think as adults and as parents, or just if you're around kids, we also have a responsibility to show them that, especially the younger ones that are now kind of growing up. How can we tell kids not to be on their phone all the time if we're on them all the time? So me and Rich are really trying to make a conscious effort to not sit and look on our phone when we're with the kids, because then when they have phones, it would just be so hypocritical. Obviously it's different if we're making arrangements, if we're messaging, but I will always try now not to sit and scroll on social media when I'm near the kids, because if it's something I wouldn't want them to do, then I shouldn't be doing it in front of them, because then they're just going to learn that from me. Whew. Sorry, heavy subject, but I think it's really interesting and I think it's so important. So, TED Talk over. It's been more than 15 minutes. I've got to go and plan my outfit for foggy mornings. Come upstairs with me and then I'll wrap this up. I saw this yesterday in Uniqlo. It's a white skirt and I keep seeing so many people style up a long white skirt. So I'm going to give it a go and try and wear it, see if it goes with the other things in my wardrobe. But I do feel like I always buy skirts and then regret them. I have a denim skirt and a M skirt from last year that I just didn't wear enough, that I'm probably going to sell on Vinted. It's the one thing I always make mistakes with when I'm buying skirts. I think there's a particular style that suits me and I'm just trying to work out what that is. But I like it on other people, so we will see. Uniqlo has some great stuff at the moment, but mainly men's. I really love the men's Uniqlo stuff. I got these for our trip One for me, one for Rich. I got just from the men's department because I think they kind of fit nicer. I got a medium. Rich got an extra large, and then I ordered a couple for the kids so we can just chuck these in our bag. Oh, the door just went, and it's something else that I have got for our trip to Italy. Gray has got her own Yoto player. She has one of the travel ones because we just felt like it was more useful than the ones that are bigger that just stay in your bedroom, because then she uses it in her bedroom or we can take it traveling. And although it's not like Rudy's birthday, annoyingly, Rudy's birthday is in November and so is Christmas. So he's always going to have like long periods of time in the year where he needs stuff, but we haven't got the excuse of a birthday or Christmas to give it to him, which is annoying because I don't want to like spoil them. Like, you know, a big purchase should be for a birthday or Christmas, but he kind of needs this now. We should have thought ahead a little bit, but we thought he was too young when it was his birthday. Anyway, I wanted to get him a Yoto player as well because I think he will absolutely love it. He has got a Tony box that he really enjoys, but these are great because they are way more portable. So we did get Rudy a little Yoto mini, and I got him this nice green case for it. And I got them both headphones for theirs. It's just one of those things, like we have a Yoto player, but sometimes we get things and then we don't like do them properly. We don't execute them properly with all the bits, so the kids end up not using them enough. So I really wanted to kind of like level up the Yoto experience. I bought this all myself, and I saw an amazing hack online for what to do with the Yoto cards, which I will show you in a second. I've already made Gray's, it's downstairs, but I'll show you because I need to make Rudy's. So I got them headphones each so they can have in their little rucksack their Yoto players. Oh, he's going to be so excited about this. And I got some cards. What did I get? My kids actually don't use the cards that much. What they love most about the Yoto player is the daily podcast. Gray listens to it every night before bed. But I do want to get them more into the cards. And by doing that, I need to get them better cards. So I got for Gray the Beatles one because she loves music. I wish there were more like musical ones, actually. I got her also a draw along card where they kind of talk through things whilst you draw them. And I got her quizzes because she's just more into these kind of things, which I think Rudy will be more into the stories. I got Rudy Spidey and his amazing friends, Around the World, which I thought they could kind of share that one, and Gruffalo and his friends collection. So that's a few different Julia Donaldson ones. And then the hack that I saw online. So I ordered myself a few of these. I'll link these down below. Just got them from Amazon. And then I got some of these. Annoyingly, I could only find a pack of like 300, but there might be smaller packs. So what you do, let's start with this. So this is Spidey card. I'm going to take one of these. So they're just little stickers. Pop one off, stick it on the back of the, I want to make sure I do it straight. Stick it on the back of the Yoto card like that. And then these, you just twist them to open. This just pops on there. And then that you could also tie that onto the Yoto player, which means that when you're on a plane, in a car, they won't drop the cards on the floor, they won't lose the cards, they won't all be separate or like have to fiddle about with a case. You could just link that onto the player and then these all fit in. So I'm going to do that for all of his cards. Let's see what's in this little Julia Donaldson. Oh my God, he's going to be so excited. Rudy loves stories. I love that about him. He loves stories. He's always been quite a high energy kid, and he was more so when he was little, but no matter what mood he's in, if you start reading a story, he just stops. He chills. Loves the story. I think it's so cute. Oh my God, there's loads in here. Charlie Cook's favourite book, Room on a Broom, Snail and the Whale, my personal fave, Monkey Puzzle, classic, Smartest Giant in Town, and The Gruffalo. By the way, guys, I am so good at the song in A Squash and a Squeeze. Gray always requests me to read that one because I just nail the song. Okay, I'm just going to like pop one of these on like that. Pop that on there. Genius. I'm also going to open up his Yoto player and like register it and do all the stuff because that's the boring part. He doesn't need, he won't care about opening it and registering it. He'll just want to play with it straight away. So I'll just do that bit already. Oh, I'm really going to enjoy sitting down and doing this now. I don't know. Let me know if you guys have any questions about the Yoto player, but I would highly recommend it, mainly for the podcast. It's so good. And you can listen to it in the car if you have the app. Okay, guys, I've got to go. Sorry, this is like a really weird short video where I ranted about adolescence. But I think it's next week that you're going to be able to watch the next episode of Foggy Mornings. So make sure you subscribe so that you see it as soon as it pops into your subscription box. And I hope you're having a lovely Sunday. I'll see you guys in a bit. Bye.